Hello, Christ Church, and all who are watching. This week, I'll be talking to you about the hymn writer George Newmark and his hymn, If Thou But Suffer God to Guide Thee, number 142 in the Methodist Hymnal. George Newmark was born at Langensalza, March 16, 1621, and was a German poet and composer of hymns. A writer of both sacred and secular poetry, he was considered one of the most imaginative composers of continuo songs of Baroque music in Germany, with mostly secular texts and melodies which were considered the best of his time. Things appeared desperate, though, for George Newmark when walking cross-country in the early autumn of 1641 at age 20 to begin his studies at the University of Königsberg. Dan Graves, the website editor at Christian History Institute, as well as the author of the Today in Christian History series, writes, quote, "The young German scholar was robbed of virtually everything he owned. With no money left to pay for food or classes, George had to drop out of college and look for work. He was hungry, poorly clothed, forced to take whatever shelter he could find as the cold weather came on. He went back to Magdeburg, but could find no work there. However, he made friends easily, and they pointed him to different cities. But he had no more success in the next three cities he tried, Nuremberg, Linzen, or Hamburg. He continued on to the city of Kiel. The chief pastor of Kiel, Nicholas Becker, took an interest in George. However, he could find him no immediate work. It was now December. What was George to do? At this darkest moment, a miracle happened. A tutor in a prominent family fell into disgrace and fled. Nicholas Becker recommended George for the position, and he was hired. George's response was to burst into a hymn of praise on that very day. If thou but suffer God to guide thee, and hope in him through all thy ways, he'll give thee strength, whatever betide thee, and bear thee through the evil days. Sing, pray, and keep his ways unswerving. Perform thy duties faithfully and trust his word. Though undeserving, thou yet shalt find it true for thee. God never yet forsake in need the soul that trusted him indeed." We remember George Newmark mainly because of this hymn, but also the tune he composed for it. But, despite his personal suffering, Newmark wrote many hymns in which he expressed his absolute trust in God. For 2 years, he worked and saved his money, finally getting together enough to enter university. In 1646, he again lost everything he owned, this time to a fire. However, he was able to complete his studies and return to his homeland. There, Duke Wilhelm II of Saxon-Weimar recognized his merits and gave him a trusted position. George went blind shortly before he died, but the court allowed him to keep his jobs with their badly needed income right to the end. He died on June 18, 1681, having turned 60 shortly before. He had performed his part faithfully, and God did not forsake him, bearing him through the evil days he endured. Thank you for watching, and have a great week. See you on Sunday.